Hi, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and to everyone else who found their way to the reading today. Welcome, everyone. This is going to be for May 2020, but, many of you that have been on my channel for a while know that I'm a big believer just kind of letting go of the date and the time. You'll be guided to the channel or to the message, to the video when you're open to hear it. Sometimes you're just not there yet, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, or I'm just not where you're at. Doesn't mean I won't be. Give me a minute, right? Universe says, okay, you have all the time that you need, right? You have your free will. We'll give you all the time in the world. But you got to keep on the other side of that, understanding that, what am I missing, right? What am I missing? What's going on? What's going on that I'm not taken part in that maybe I could. So, it's totally up to you, and you don't need to judge yourself about that. When you're ready, you're ready. So when you see a reading, that's just how I do it anyway. But I feel that information is coming from my guides, and I'm just channeling it for them. So take it or leave it. I don't know, why am I talking like that? I love you guys so much. You know that. You mean the world to me. You are my brothers and sisters, and when if I sound concerned or happy in a reading, I want you to know that I truly am. It's like I celebrate along with you. I cry along with you. That's probably why you're guided to the reading. Not probably, it is. It's because, our soul connection of knowing each other. Before when we return home, we'll all see the role that we played and be like, oh, okay, now I see why you were there. You know what I mean? So whatever we don't figure out here, we'll figure out. Anyway, you know what I said to myself when I started the video? Don't talk a lot, Sandy. What do? I talk. So let's get into that. Now I have the awareness. So I'm going to now talk about the reading. We're going to start with major arcanas. I've used this numerous times in our readings. We'll take like 3, but I'm not going to limit it because once I put a number on it, more comes out. But that's what I prefer. And to me, this is where the answer may lie. It's kind of like Jeopardy, where you see the question before, you see the answer before you see the question, right? That's kind of how I feel like at least my readings are. So these are going to be, maybe what we're dealing with. It could be the solution. It could be many things, but it's going to begin our reading. So while I'm shuffling, which these are not easy to shuffle because, they're just major arcanas. Go ahead and take a moment and clear your mind. Clear it all away. How do you do that, like in a snap? Think of something. Color brown. I don't know why I said brown, but just be like brown, 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 brown. And eventually everything else, the noise goes away. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Start to listen to that. I am, I am. So whatever works for you, but find what works for you because that knowledge is already within you. I always invite your spirit guides and my spirit guides to work together in a reading. So you don't even need to ask them to be here. If you're guided here, if you're here, it tells me that your guide nudged you here somehow, some way. So trust that. And just do a little deep breathing. I want you to pay attention to noises. Things I say that I'm like, why did I say that? It doesn't make sense in my head, but it's not meant to. It's meant to reach someone out there. Colors, smells. I mean, pay attention to everything in the reading, okay? While we're in the space of this reading, whether it's probably going to be an hour, let's face it. Okay. It's funny, I hear like a wah, 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 wah in the background, but I can't tell if it's me, or if it's myself, or if it's actually going on, but it's like a wah, wah, wah. It's one of like a fan that's going around slow. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, anyways, let's begin. It's funny, I say let's begin when I pick up the cards, but, you know, the minute I hit record, to me, the reading has begun. Okay, so we open with the Fool. Something brand new, right? This means that you've been in a time period of letting go, closing doors, right? Because the Fool doesn't carry the past with him or her. You know, I feel like part of the Fool's journey is to relearn or regain, like part of the fun of the game is as I go through my journey, my life, I will meet the characters that are in the tarot. Like, I will meet the magician along my journey. So look for that. Like, who's been the magician in my life, right? What comes next? The High Priestess. This is where you became aware of perhaps your spirituality, your intuition, right? You're learning these things early in the journey. So, or you're recalling them, which however way you want to look at it. So as you go along, right, and then maybe the next step into life is the Empress. This is when I start my family, right? The Emperor's right next to it. This could be when I start my business, right? So everything leads to something. And, but the one thing I know is the Fool has let go, closed doors, and may not know why. Again, may not know why, but almost like, I don't care because where I want to go is out there, right? So this is a very happy character, I feel, right now. Like, very happy, jolly, and it's funny because we're in the midst of a hard time, right? So this could be talk of what's coming. And this has been the time of letting go and closing doors and, you know, understanding that if I allow the toxicity into my life, that it will poison me. Like, we already know this, right? Toxic. When it says toxic, don't drink it. It is poison. It could kill you. So, you know, the Fool, I don't know. I'm not sure where I was going with that other than, you know, the Fool doesn't carry, whether it be people, these toxic people, along with them. Okay, why? Because they're poisoning me, right? But is it their fault or is it my fault because I'm drinking it, right? I'm taking that poison and I'm drinking it. So I become poisoned. Because, you know, and I feel like, why? Because it's all about you. This is your time on Earth, and the rest are kind of characters, right? So no matter why, if you drink the poison, you know, you need to think about that. What poison have I been drinking? Like, what toxicity am I allowing around me, and not keeping my spirit clean? The Fool has a clean spirit. Not saying you won't run into danger, but I feel like you know, the lessons along the way will teach him what he needs to do at that point. You know, then he has his little white dog, and, you know, but the Fool's leading the way, and the dog is like, yes. It's almost like your human body moving, right? Doing something. And your soul being represented by the little dog, like excited, like, yes, yes, we're going on an adventure, yes. So your soul becoming happy, jolly, and then you think about a dog, you think about the loyalty, and they're not shy with their love at all. All right, we have the Hermit next. So right away, you can see the Fool is traveling from the Hermit. So where has he been? Well, the Fool's energy is walking one way, and the Hermit is at his back. Right. So, and I'm seeing the Hermit now, looking towards the future. But as I see it here, it's almost like, how did I let go of everything it is I needed to let go of? I was in the Hermit mode. This is when I'm seeking the light. I'm seeking advice. I'm seeking my way, right? This is when I start to ask the bigger questions. Sometimes this is when it's definitely when I'm letting go of things. But why? Listen, if I can just let go of something because I just can, because I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to let go of it. It's just like bullshit. I'm letting go of it. That's great. And there's part of the character of the Fool who can do that. But some of us have to go a little deeper and go to the root, find out the root of what makes me be a certain way, or, maybe even allow toxicity around you. Right? The beacon of light, to me right now, feels like knowledge is going to send him on his way, right? Because it's not about staying in this mode to 9. It's about the reflection. 9 to me is about reflection and understanding that soon I'm about to shut a door, right? The 10. But before I shut that door, I want to reflect, because there's something in there that helps me grow, right? Because that's the whole thing. When I leave this energy, I am now carrying this beacon of light. It's my truth, number one. And it's it shows you your way, right? It lights the path for you. So you have the Fool emerging from that energy. And I feel like what it's saying is, because the Fool started, or I don't know, did he start here or whatever? It doesn't even matter. I can be halfway through a journey and be like, no. I feel the toxicity. I feel that somehow, maybe through my free will, I created something different than what I other expected. So you can just be like, okay, you know what? I don't want to continue this way. The beacon of light. This is knowledge, right? The book of knowledge. Why? Well, because you come out of this energy being the teacher. So the Fool, maybe not even knowing that, is about to teach. And how is he going to teach it? Well, he's going to teach through his experience, right? And the Magician, again, I wish the Magician was out. He's not, but I feel like he's an important element in here, because it's the first energy that the Fool meets, which is you, by the way, in case you haven't figured it out yet. And this is all of you. It's myself included. So the Magician is, first of all, the Fool is going to make a decision right then and right there, because I feel like I come to each card, I make a decision. Do I believe? Do I not believe? Am I open? Am I closed? Right? So it comes to the Magician clearly open, and starts to learn early about the tools. That as I go through challenges, I have my weapons. It's like stopping to get my weapons from the Magician. I'm getting all the weapons I need for this journey, but I'm excited as a soul. And I have my spirituality now walking with me, right? So that's why the High Priestess will now come out. Remind you that you are not just this human body who's doing the walking, but you carry along, like the dog is your soul. And ultimately, will you not be the teacher? I feel like when we leave this earth, we all get together, sit down at some point, and start to understand each of our own characters in each other's lives. Maybe it's just a pipe dream, but I feel like I know that, you know. And so, yeah, let's keep going. We have the devil next. So, you know, the hermit's looking right at the devil with the light. The fool, it's funny, the fool are merging from all this energy. It's almost like the hermit is fighting the devil. Knowledge versus temptation. Right? You can tempt me with something, but I have the knowledge behind it. Remember, every minute we're making a decision, so but I feel like it's almost like the fool is being protected from the energy of the devil because of the hermit. So continuous learning, continuous awareness, right? Trusting my lantern that it will light the way. That lantern can mean a million different things to you. You know, if some of you have quit something, like I quit drinking, I quit gambling, I quit cheating, I quit, but it doesn't mean, you know, my fear is that temptation will continue to come back. Well, again, the hermit's coming between that. So it's almost like you're stronger now, right? You have the hermit, which, again, you know, I had to take a moment in there. It's important that you know that the hermit isn't something that just appears. The hermit is you. And you're learning about all parts and elements of you and why you do things a certain way, because ultimately we're creating everything in a way. Now, you know, just keep an open mind what I'm saying here. And so anyway, interesting. You just feel like you have this protection, and it's you know, what do I need to remember during this next journey, the next journey, the next way it's going to be. First of all, it's saying be excited for it, okay? Be prepared, you know, be prepared by learning about yourself, right? I feel like the Fool was also about confidence, right? Like somebody, like the devil could come right up to that Fool and be like, hey, you know what? I really want you to turn this way. You know, we have some good things for you. You're gonna enjoy it. And hey, listen, maybe on an earthly, temporary type of energy, you will enjoy it. But what follows, right? What follows is where the problem lies. So anyway, the Fool, because he's armed with the energy of the Hermit, will be able to see if there's deception or not, right? And then, bam, I have to make a decision. Maybe I feel like I want a little deception right now. Maybe I feel like I want a little temptation, whatever that means to you. Maybe I kind of feel like that. It's saying, take a moment, remember the teachings of the Hermit, and make a decision based on that, right? So, you know, this doesn't guarantee anything, because ultimately you make the decision of what you're going to do, right? So, but what this is showing is there is protection between you and this energy of the devil. Now, it's also Capricorn, Virgo and Capricorn sitting side by side. But again, I feel like the elements are fighting each other, but I feel like coming from two different places. They're just coming from two different places. Some of you have been maybe having some nightmares, and I feel like they're about to like start to fade away, you know, but I feel like you're having some nightmares and you need to, I feel like there's an element within them that's trying to show you something. Now, that could be your poison, right? You know, it's almost like the Hermit now dumping the cup. I dumped the poison. This time I didn't drink it. I dumped it. I get to the point where I no longer drink it. I dump it. I see that it has no value. right? It has no value to me. So, you know, anyway, let's keep going. All right, let's start with these cards. And let's go a little deeper. So I can already tell it's going to be a long reading, just because I spent so much time up top. So, you know, be willing to allow yourself to just stay with it if it's for you. But honestly, I don't know why you'd be here. What I meant by that sounded weird. What I meant is, if you're here, then I feel you're meant to be here. Period. And I feel like, no question. No question, Sandy. If they're here for you. Whether, then it's up to you to hear your message or choose to turn a deaf ear. It becomes up to you, right? It's always up to you. No one can force you. I feel like saying there's always a way out. Just, are we willing to do what it takes? Okay. Let's go a little deeper here. You know, it's like I have this thing with my cards. No matter how close they come to falling out, if they don't fall out, I don't take them. And it's almost like, I don't know why I always say almost like it. It is. I will say to them, like, if you know, if this message isn't strong enough to like come out and land in the space of it, then I'm not going to take you yet. But I'm not seeing them as cards. I think I'm talking more to my guides now. Nine of Pentacles, beautiful. And then we have Four of Pentacles. So someone's working from their home, or will be working from their home, especially coming over the Fool. That's something new, right? Four of Pentacles to me is the home. And first of all, to open the reading with the Nine of Pentacles, no wonder, listen, if it took some time, you got the 9 and the 9, if it took a little time to get to the point that you get to, let go of the whys, okay? Because, you know, I feel like once you find yourself, you find yourself, and it's like the rest kind of goes away. So the Nine of Pentacles is thinking, I'm thinking about my foundation, right? I'm building my foundation. I want it, because she's next to that Four of Pentacles, really is looking for stability with this, right? I want it to be solid, no doubt, solid. Nine of Pentacles tells us you have every potential of being very successful. The Nine of Pentacles to me is like, I can be at the top of my game, right? But she knows it. You can see the pentacles behind her. It's like, I had to build it, right? Step by step, like the Fool, step by step. And what you need next will show. What you do with it will be up to you, right? But now someone is pretty dang determined to have, like, let's say, financial security. And the Nine of Pentacles is independent energy. So whether I'm working for someone or not, you know, it's almost like if I'm working for a company, I feel like I'm a reporter, and I want my editor and everyone to just trust me and let me be, right? Let me be free. Let me be who I am, and that way I will bring you the best results, right? I will bring you the story. Guaranteed, it's just who I am, but set me free. Right? Set me free. Some of you, again, this is for sure building this type of business, or, you know, Pentacles are also talked about being crafty and creative and artistic, and, you know, don't think of it as boring. Think of it as all the elements that what it is. It's saying to create each one of these pentacles, all you need to do is be the best you, right? And that is, you know, if I'm artistic, let that part come out of me, right? Anyway, Nine of Pentacles, you have your guardian angel walking beside you, but you know, you have your guardian angel walking beside you. And there's a guardian angel who's assigned to you. And no matter what, I mean, that's just a fact. Whether you feel that person, it's funny I said person, whether you feel your guardian angel or not. So for some of you, this guardian angel is someone that loves you. Well, I mean, they all love you. Let me put it a different way, that you probably spent physical time here on Earth, and that's the love you're feeling right there, just an unconditional love, period. So anyway, you know, and for some of us, we may have more than one guardian angel, probably the majority of us, because, you know, I feel like for different elements of our life, like, okay, this is going to be emotional. Well, then we have a certain guardian angel who is, wait a minute, you know what? That's where I shine, right? That's where I'm the Nine of Pentacles. Move over, guardian angel of Pentacles. Now, Cups comes in, that type of thing. So, and yeah, it takes a lot for us to get to the point where we can feel that energy. But I want you to at least know that. What does that mean? That means talk to them. That means ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for wisdom. Ask for guidance, right? Ask to know. Like, give me the feeling of just knowing. But then allow yourself to be open to receive that. Because if you don't open yourself up to receive the answer, it's just going to kind of bounce off you. So if you're going to ask, then be open to receive, right? Any way it may show. Because remember, I feel in your reading, I would say characters. So you might meet all kinds of characters, but they each have some part in, whether, you know, small or large, in what's being orchestrated, right? What has been orchestrated. The Star card, beautiful. This is the card of Aquarius. Some of you are finally living what you would say was your dream, right? To me, I feel like I already have it. This could talk about maybe I don't know it yet. I'm the Fool. Maybe I'm finding that out through the Hermit, but first I got to fight these temptations. They tell me, no, you cannot. You know, no, you'll never make it. Ha ha ha. Have a drink instead. You know, like pull me that direction. But the Hermit's fighting that for you. This is your spirituality. This is your, you know, what's that saying? All is possible with God, right? What does that mean? That means there is nothing that's impossible. There is nothing that's impossible. We only believe that until we, you know, anything can be possible, but you have to, you have to believe it, right? You have to almost believe it before you see it. So anyway, and that's why I'm saying I feel like this is a lot of your dreams, and it is for, you know, stability with your finances, no doubt, which, I don't know. You know, if you were asked me, this doesn't feel like a Pisces reading right now, but maybe one you needed to hear, right? Maybe there was a missing element. It's like, why do I have to keep repeating something? You kept drinking the poison. You know, it came disguised as different things, as tea and Coke and lemonade, but each and every time you drank it. But the good news, as I keep fighting my own negativity, is, you know, feeling the energy of the devil, of temptation, right? Hermit, again, is the protection, right? What's going to protect me? Knowledge. Knowing better. I know better. I know better, therefore I do better. Right? This is how I get to my dreams, right? Doesn't matter what was said, done back in this darker energy. It's trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. It's believing it and it's seeing it, right? So I feel some of you, you've been in that mode, almost like I'm seeing, like, what do they call those boards that you put actual pictures of what it is you want in so many years, and then many people who, as a dream board, many people go back and realize that, everything or the majority came true. However, it didn't look right. It didn't, that one character didn't come in the way I expected. So, if I'm on my darker side, then I'm going to believe, well, that can't be, right? That can't be my guardian angel reaching their hand out, right? But if I'm at least seeking, that's the thing it talks about, seeking. Not do I already have to have this knowledge, but I'm seeking it. I want to know about the light. I want to know about what the light can do in the world. Number one, it can fight temptation. It can fight the devil, right? And who's gonna win? Well, the Fool emerges, and the Fool is free, beautiful, clear energy. I have no reason not to doubt myself, right? Anyway, wow. So the Star, also the card of Aquarius. So we got a triangle here, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aquarius, possibly. Look at this, the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Following your dream. So money is important right now. Now, we're saying money. It doesn't necessarily mean money. It can mean the ability to figure out what it is you were meant to do, right? What was I meant to do? It's showing. It's funny because it's showing under the devil's energy, and I do feel like the devil wants to have an influence over this. I feel like it's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity, or it's actual money. But listen, you worked for it. That's the thing. This isn't like some miracle. Here's $1,000 trillion falling on your lap. No, this is something that you work for, that is part of your dream. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to mean money. It could be just stability, taking care of myself. Like, that has always been so important to me, but I never felt, right? Maybe somebody tempted me to stay with them, and, I never felt me. The Fool was you being you, right? And the Nine of Pentacles is like good news. Like, you can totally take care of yourself. Get rid of the poison and watch out, type of thing. Can't influence this Ace of Pentacles unless you let it. But I don't think you do with the Hermit here, because I feel like you're being protected. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Alchemist, which is the Magician, next to the Three of Swords. So, boy, I also know you guys don't like when I say this, but this tells me that this time that I've spent in some type of pain, that there's something from that as I go into hermit mode, right? As I learn about it, that I becomes one of my tools, because the Magician is like your weapons keeper. You know what I mean? It's like Alfred on Batman. Shows right when needed, right? So we have the Three of Swords beside that. And I feel like all that's saying is there was something to be learned within the pain. Doesn't mean that someone's saying you needed to go through the pain. Well, maybe you did. Maybe we did. But there's something that we can pull from that. You got the 9 over that 3 of Swords. That's a reflection upon it, right? Why? Because in the long run, what I really want is stability in my life. for me. And I can have children and they can be included, but I hope you, like, soul-wise, right? And there was only one way to do that, and that was to see it, right? Again, reflection, the hermit, reflection, the magician, the power, the tool. Now, part of your arsenal, right? Only going to help build that stability that you're looking for, that is of your dreams, right? Here it is. Let's keep going. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So some of you, this is about a family. It can be about the whole family, can be about one member in the family, can be about starting a family. But there was some type of pain where the magician seems to come before the 10 of Pentacles, which is telling me that first, like this, almost like the magician, I'm seeing the infinity sign, as above, so below. There's first something I have to stop, right? Reflect at this 3 of Swords, because the magician wants me to have this before I move to the 10 of Pentacles, which is of my dreams, right? So almost coming as a block, but only a block of awareness, right? So you can, one more tool, maybe to give you a tool that you didn't have. You know, listen, you just earned this, and don't jump past me. Take the tool. So anyways, we have the 10 of Pentacles. That's, you know, that can be family money. Look at that. I have the 9 of Swords over the 10 of Pentacles. So there's worry over this home. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the High Priestess. I'm trying to think, do I want to start another line? I think I should take 2. So let's move her up. The story seems to be coming out card by card, which I kind of like. You know, this is movement after the pain. And that's all you can ask for. Movement after the pain. Even if I'm in pain, it's movement. It's passion towards what? The 9 of Pentacles. My own thing. Next to what? The High Priestess, which would be the second. It's funny, you have the first person you would meet along your journey, the magician here, and then you have the High Priestess following suit. But first, the magician needs you to understand there's a tool that you have. There's a tool that you're not using. So let's look at that. The 9 of Swords would tell me that I put a lot of worry within, let's say, my home, my family, something like that. But only, you know, what swords are, you know, if I want to look at something that's a real worry, what this shows you is there's 3 swords right here, right? This affected you. But here there's 9 swords. But look how many pierce her. 1, 2, 3. These are the real problems. The rest of those swords are make-believe, are not true, are not necessary, are a waste of your time, are part of the poison. What do you need to deal with? You need to deal with the 3 swords right there that are actually piercing you. The rest you need to let go of. Right? You let go of them, whatever they are, whether it's regret, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to let go of it. And listen, this is a spiritual reading, so this is, you know, many of your loved ones, I feel, come through. And I do. I just feel like many of your loved ones come through, those who have crossed, and say, if you're putting any worry in me, you need to let that go. Right? Deal with just the pain, and then there is something to be had. That's all I can say about that. There's something to be had. And I think we're almost at another point. It's almost like, okay, well, here's another crossroads. I have the 10 of Pentacles, which here, I don't know, you're worried over it. And the root of the problem is the 3 of Swords, but it brings you to a crossroads. Do I stay in this energy? Because the 9 is the reflection. Why? Because the closing of the door is going to be available right ahead. I'm reflecting, but here I'm almost out of control within my reflection. I build it up. Anyway, I take those 3 swords. That is what I learned to deal with, and out of those 3 swords emerges a tool. Okay? And I move down here, it moves you into the Ace of Wands energy. That's about taking a new direction passionately. Why? Because I want to. It's the truth of what I want. So if I'm at this crossroad, do I stay? And I'm not saying don't stay, don't go. That's got to be up to you. But here's the crossroad. Do I stay, or do I go towards what I am passionate about? You know, it's a whole path, a whole journey of passion. It's almost like a brand new artist in the journey of becoming a star, right? Some of it fantastic, some of it unbelievable, some of it horrible, some of it rejection, some of it drugs, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, but ultimately I get to where I want to be. All through there are crossroads of which, you know, do I go that way or that way? Do I pay attention to what I already know, or this influence out there? Here in the Nine of Swords, you're paying attention to the influence. So it tells me that you may not, whatever that 10 of Pentacles means to you, so at that crossroads, you're going to stay, or you're going to take the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the potential. This is the potential of something very passionate. The High Priest is right next to it. So that is your intuition that's leading you. It's a, you know, even if my Pentacles is what means the most to me, my independence, my strength means the most to me, it's all talking about coming from a place of your passion, right? Your creativity. It's funny, I'm getting this in every reading, probably because we're all going through the stay-at-home, you know, suggestions to help our other brothers and sisters. Please follow. To help our other brothers and sisters. It's not just about us there. This is when there's a time to be about you, and there's a time to be about the world. So think about that. Anyway, so let's see what else comes out. But this is your intuition leading the way. There's no way your intuition was leading quite the way back here with the Nine of Swords and the energy of the Devil here. It feels like, and I feel like this is influence, some type of influence. And it grew and grew and grew within your mind. You know, but this is something you have to figure out. How? Through the Hermit. Be aware. Think of your part, right? Think of my plan. Pray. Talk to my guardian angel. Ask for help. But then when it arrives, right, the Ace of Wands is right here. Be willing to accept it. The High Priestess says this is a path that you can trust, right? This is about your gut. This is the energy that you gain through the Hermit. Nothing to fear but fear itself. We have the Nine of Cups. Well, look at that. That is beautiful news to me. Nine of Cups is self-fulfillment. Coming right under the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like someone had to leave, maybe the family, had to leave the family to begin, even if there was a lot of worry over letting you do this, or you having a sense of responsibility to the family over your own passion. This was all what you had to do. Whatever your crap was, it needed to be dealt with, right? Because this is showing me that you're able to do it, that you pay attention to your intuition, because it puts you in the Nine of Cups energy. Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles together is hello. Who needs the Ten of Pentacles? Who needs the Ten of Cups? My world is the way I want my world to be. And I'm not saying don't have love, but what I'm saying is I'm in a place, I'm in a state where I feel strong. I don't know if I could get anything stronger than the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles together. Right now, that feels like Yeah, I mean, feel strong. I don't know if I get anything stronger than the Nine of Cups with the High Priestess. So, what is making me feel so fulfilled? The High Priestess, right? That is my spirituality. That is knowing about my soul's journey. I may not know what my soul's journey is, but I know my soul is here to be on journeys, not just one, many, right? Doesn't mean there's no movement. Again, it's a 9. So, it's almost like this isn't the energy that, even though the 9 of Cups is beautiful, right? You're so fulfilled. Maybe you're doing really well, what have you. It says, don't get used to all that, because changes always happen. But what's great here is it goes to the 10 of Pentacles. Every card does that. What's after it? What's before it? So anyways, it's your intuition, your spirituality, and your love for yourself that ultimately allows you to reach out and take this Ace of Pentacles and do, along with this Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, and do with it with whatever you want. With the Magician, it's your manifestation. The Star, it is of your dream. So that tells me it's of the highest, right? It's coming in, it's got a very high vibration, which means I will enjoy it in one way or another. It's not a low vibration. Anything to keep me low here is me, if I need to understand what this pain is, I need to understand. It's not always why. Like, oh, why didn't I do this and then this wouldn't happen? That is the kind of stuff I have to let go of, because these are journeys that as a soul we each individually agree to. So some agree to leave Earth earlier, some agree to, whatever it is, we all agree to whatever it is that we agree to, right? We're each other's character. This is just how I'm seeing your reading. We're each other's character. Why? To help us achieve everything it is we want, right? Everything it is we want. We have the Ace of Pentacles right below that. It tells me here on Earth. That's what I feel like, here on Earth. Important to know that. Maybe you're feeling like it'll never happen here on Earth. It's telling you the opposite, right? Telling you the opposite. But there's some temptations that are your responsibility to let go of, right? Here's the knowledge. Seek what it is that you need to seek to then become the full. Whatever that is for you. Here is saying that you can be, not just be, but as you're being you, this is where your greatest potential is at. The 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. I mean, it's like, who cares about a relationship right now? It feels right. Another 9. I just realized you got 3 9s on the board, so a lot of different reason why different. What that makes me feel like, there's different things for different peoples. Some you just been in your head. Some have been staying with companies that are just making you miserable, but you have all this talent that maybe you're not using. It's saying, allow yourself. Some of you have been quiet, doing your job, but you're really good at what you do, and you're being quiet about it. This is saying, no, be quiet if you want to be quiet, but don't do it out of fear, because you have what it takes. You just do. And how beautiful is this? Your last card is the 4 of Swords, and that is healing. How do I receive this healing? I pray. I ask for it. And then I believe. I have to believe. Or what is the sense, right? Because I'm asking here. Of what? Well, there's 3 swords above them. And 1 under them. There's your 3 swords. Help heal this 3 of Swords for me. This pain. whatever it is for you. Some of you, I see one of that sword going right towards the mind. Like, help heal my mind. Please help heal my mind. This is about prayers being heard and answered. I know that they are because it sits next to the Nine of Cups with the Nine of Swords above it. So this is praying, but then not listening. Not allowing myself to believe, right? Because, these swords. Some of you, it is about a mother. You know, I'm seeing Mother Mary there, and I'm thinking it's a mother's love, right? Helping to heal you here. But you've got to be open to it. Nine of Cups is a very open energy. Very open for anything. Much like the Fool. What do you want to do? Yep. I feel protected through the High Priestess, through my knowledge. Right? This was you seeking that knowledge. So your knowledge, even if it feels like it's coming from the heavens, is coming from your many, many years. It's like Alfred just showed up, right? From movie Batman. Boom. What is it? What is it you need, my dear? Well, I'm about to go on Journey of the Swords. Okay. I know what you need. Giving you the tools you need, right? Confidence. Interesting. Look at this. We have the Eight of Swords on the bottom. So take a good look at the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, both here in your reading. This is your underlying energy. So it's really where it's starting from. The Eight of Swords are the walls that I built around myself. The blindfold is something that I'm not willing to see about myself. Well, I keep saying about myself. Maybe it's about someone else. But I'm not willing to see it even though I see it. It's like I see it in my mind's eye. But if I see it for real, then I'm going to have to do something. And right now, it feels like a lot. Too much. I don't know if I can do it, right? This is remembering everything other people have said to you negative of what you can't do. And it's self-belief is what it is. Self-created through self-belief. What you believed. Whatever those swords represent. Anyway. And then you do have the Nine of Swords. So that tells you the severity of sometimes the worry. Now, that could be talking about just the world and what we're dealing with, right? Ask for the healing, if that's it. Pray for the healing. Ask for it. Ask for everyone and everything to be healed the way that it's meant to be, right? Whichever meant to be will be. But this is, I don't know, 8 to 9 can be the energy of depression. So think about that. Almost like you don't have to go there. Look at that. 7 Pentacles underneath it. It's something that's meant to be. It's something that's to teach you. Something that will last for eternity. And fulfills you. No doubt. Is of your dreams. No doubt. Maybe it is to be the 10 of Pentacles. Maybe. It's coming to this earthly world. Okay, let's bring clarifiers out. They're going to be the dun, 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 Universal Tarot. I've said it many times. The one thing I don't like about this deck is they're hard to shuffle. Like I can't get my finger up there. I'm not going to take that card that was out as a strength card, or card of Leo. It is the inner knowing, right? It is the inner knowing that gives you the strength that you need to overcome. So it's showing itself. That could be your guardian angel that you act like that's not there, but is. Doesn't matter whether you know it or you don't know it. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean it isn't, right? Just means you don't know it yet. Willingly or unwillingly. 8 of Swords, unwilling, I'm unwilling to see it. We have the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and it's interesting because We also have the Tower, but the Tower is flipped. And the rest are in the right order. I'm not going to go any further, but it's funny. I just wanted to look for a second, and I see the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm like, oh, it's... Or no, he was this way, I'm sorry. He was this way, but I saw the Tower there, and so I thought, how did I see it? I don't know how I saw it. Oh, yeah, I saw it like this, and I'm like, Knight of Pentacles is in reverse, because Knight of Pentacles I love in a reading. It's bringing me my Ace of Pentacles, right? It is my guardian angel. It is a knight that will always complete its mission. But then I thought, oh, it's in reverse, because the Tower is in the upright. But actually, it's the Tower that's in reverse. And it has strength in my guardian angel in between it. So it really goes like this, because I have my cards upside down. The Tower is in reverse. It's already happened. It's already happened, right? It's already happened, and now here comes the Knight of Pentacles to bring us whatever it is we need. It's weird. These cards are in all different, they're in all different directions. I feel like we leave them like they are. Let's give them another shuffle. There's a lot of, it'll be a lot of reversals, but maybe there's meant to be. Because usually my cards are all in the upright. I make sure of it. And it's interesting that they're not. So it had to be within a shuffle. There's a Knight of Pentacles. It's in the upright. Have my deck in reverse again, or do I? Yeah, I think it's in reverse. Anyway, we have the Five of Cups and we have the Eight of Swords. So clearly this tells us what some of those swords are, what we're not willing to look at, right? It's some type of an emotion from the past, something that didn't work out my way, something that got kicked over. It's 3 cups that are down. Maybe something has happened 3 times. Maybe I drank that poison 3 times. I may have lost someone in here. What it is talking about is that's where my focus has been, right? My focus has been there, and what is it doing? I must be looking at the pain more than I'm looking at anything else. The only aspect I'm seeing within that is the pain, hence the Eight of Swords, right? Because otherwise, this is like me staying in this position, right? Until I take the blindfold off and look at something. I stay in this energy of kind of, it's not a great energy. It's a woe is me, even though you have every right to feel angry and what have you. It's almost saying, realizing there's not a need for it for whatever reason. For whatever the reason is, it feels like there's not a need. Why? Because there's 2 cups that this person has yet to see. Right? It's almost like saying 2 cups. When one journey ends, there's always going to be 2 new cups. Maybe you see and maybe you don't. That is up to you. Right? This is really negative energy. Negative, sad, I should say. This is sad energy. And I almost don't want to put it down by the Fool, because that's not the energy I feel. It's almost like this energy belongs up here with the Eight of Swords. Maybe that's where I'll put it. It's what you have to overcome, right? It's taking the blindfold off. It's untying yourself for what you feel like you are tied to. You're not tied to it. You just feel like you're tied to it. But through the energy of the Hermit, you understand this. And maybe it just allows you to start living the life of your dreams. There's the Magician. There's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Here is Temperance in the upright. Interesting. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. Possible in Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I don't know. This deck is just like, it's up and down. So I'm just leaving it as I pick it up. I just trust it. Alright, so it's funny because I have the Devil is touched. Oh, that's the Lover's card. What I call it, Temperance. It's a Lover's card. Card of Gemini. Anyway, it's attached to the Devil energy. Normally in the Devil energy you see the same two characters, right? Or you see a man and a woman who feel, it's like, I guess, Adam and Eve, like the temptation, being tempted. But anyway, with the Lovers showing up against that, it's almost the clearing of, right? The clearing of, if this is about love, is clearing up two people. You know, the healing over two people, taking them out of the dark energy and bring them into more of a light energy. Maybe this is what I dream of, right? Funny. Okay, we have the Five of Swords, but the Five of Swords is in reverse. Someone's family has a lot of influence, I feel, over some of your decisions. I feel like your family has a lot of influence, though. We open this up with the Magician, you know, coming over as Nine of Pentacles. If this is them influencing, you know, how you make your money, and over here, I'm getting an energy of you listening to them. You know, I don't want to argue with your family, but I feel like they're wrong. I feel like they're wrong. I feel like you're right. And I feel like there's something there's a tie you've got to cut. Just a tie you've got to cut that's holding back your pentacle, your dreams. Something has got to be cut, and it may be with, again, the Five of Swords in reverse, your own family. This is me not willing to walk away from the toxicness, right? This is me, oh, wait a minute, it's in reverse. Yeah, exactly, I was reading it right. And I feel like the Ace of Pentacles doesn't exist there. You know, he's focused more on these toxic people than he is on this beautiful pentacle that's right there, right in front of him. So, you know why? I don't know. There's something that's tying you to him, tying you to this energy. But you have the opportunity to see it. You do, with the Hermit right there. But some of you just aren't. Maybe that's why I opened the reading, like you'll understand when you understand. Look at this. The Ace of Pentacles. Again. Coming over the Three of Hearts. I'm sorry, the Three of Swords. Three of Hearts. Almost like you didn't believe me. Like you don't believe me. You don't believe me. You can't feel it. You can't see it, right? I'm right over the pain. I'm right here. I'm right over the pain. You know, this is where your opportunity lies. It's right here. It's in the pain. I'm showing myself. Ace of Pentacles. Really trying to show myself here. You know, whether that be direction, I don't know. You know, through this pain, because of this pain, this Ace of Pentacles is the reward. You know, it's the reward. Look at this, Two of Swords. Again, being a little bit in my head. Which way do I go? Again, we're at a question. Coming over the Magician. Do I believe? Do I not believe? You're leaning towards believing. You know, if this is between my family and myself, what I'm feeling, you're leaning towards now yourself. I feel like I'm leaning against others. You know, no. And you're starting to get the light of it, right? You're starting to see it, I feel. Some of you, maybe you're finally healing after a lot of pain. But some of you are drinking the poison yourselves. You keep drinking this poison. You keep drinking the poison. Hierophant's nice and strong. That's nice. That's your belief system. That's trust, right? Trusting in Source. Trusting in God. Trust. Okay. We have 6 of Swords. So, okay, well, you know what? It's touching the star. So, again, dream of leaving. You know, it's funny because this 10 of Pentacles, I don't feel that I don't want to say it's not special, but I don't feel like it's a big part of this reading. Like, hey, good, we got the 10 of Pentacles. You know what I mean? I feel like this is an energy where we're moving from with the 9 of Swords. Maybe I'm worried about that, but here you are. You know, first we have the 2 of Swords. Which direction do I go? I could feel you moving towards the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, which means maybe I am leaving other people. I'm leaving situations. What I felt, look at the line of it, what I felt tied to, right? Through the Hermit, I realized this. This is the line of, you know, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and then the 2 of Swords. You know, I don't have a lot of belief in that, but it takes, you know, it takes my own action. But then again, 6 of Swords, you're no longer swallowing the poison. You're leaving it. You see it. You see it. Look at that, the Fool. So you are leaving. If you choose. You know, I'm not demanding that you leave. This isn't saying you must leave. No, but this is showing for many of you, again, drinking the poison. You've been drinking the poison, the realization of it. But also those who have dreams of making it big, maybe, you know, not going, maybe I decide I don't want to be part of the family business, right? I don't want to be part of the family business. It doesn't fulfill me. But maybe I'm afraid to tell the head of the family that. Well, the Fool emerges, right? When I stop drinking the poison, bam, here I am. I'm the Fool. Coming over the 9 of Swords. It's telling me overcoming all those negative thoughts. We have the Queen of Cups. Could be you. Could be a Pisces and a Pisces, Scorpio, a Cancer. We have the 4 of Swords, and we have the Hierophant. Some of you may be a mother, maybe your boss. I don't know if that you're afraid to give news that you want to leave, right? You know, Ten of Pentacles can talk about what you've been doing for a long period of time. You know, it really talks about family money and the family unit. You know, all of a sudden I'm getting a picture of like an Italian restaurant, and it's been generation after generation after generation. But you know, my thirst for life isn't really around food. You know, I have this, I have that, and I'm afraid. You know, I'm afraid. But this is just telling you, you know, the Fool's up here twice. And then we have, the 4 of Pentacles with the Hierophant. You know, this is believing in myself for sure. This is believing in your Lord, you know. This is believing in your source. This is your belief system, but this is believing in yourself too. This is the vibration that you choose to come from. You choose this. Do I choose to come from a higher vibration? You know, a Hierophant, you're not drinking poison any longer. You know, maybe you've had a healing over that. And with the 4 of Pentacles, I kind of love that because I feel like there's a lot of you maybe seeking your own way, but definitely seeking to become strong and maybe even the best that you can be at something. And I love this coming over the Ace of Wands. You know, it's almost like ask. You know, what took you so long? You should have asked. And then willing to take whatever steps. You know, it's funny, the Fool and the Queen of Cups coming side by side. It feels the same way, like Queen of Cups energy has entered into the Fool. And that is about being open, right? I'm open for, Queen of Pentacles, we always say love, but it's not always love. It's, I want to fill my cup, right? I want to fill this cup. We have the Seven of Swords coming over the High Priestess. 7 being the perfect number, 7 being the number of, sometimes was meant to be, coming over the High Priestess. I just feel like many of us are meant to go through the, I think we're all meant to go through the experiences that we've gone through. And there is tremendous growth with that. This is beautiful spiritual energy, guys. I just want to say, I can read the Seven of Swords as a negative energy of, here's what I think, I think this is also about, if I come across anyone who is sneaky, who, it's like the town thief, if I come across it, I will see that. I will be illuminated to that before the town thief reaches me, right? So I can prepare in between. I feel like this is true illumination over trusting, I'm not, because the Queen of Cups would say that you decided to open your heart to the experiences, and this just feels like the energy of being able to trust that you will know, right? If you spend enough time in the Hermit, if you're willing, if that lantern is lit where you are now qualified, let's say, spiritually, I don't even know if you need to be qualified, but I feel like I need to say that word, to speak, then it's got to be of the truth, right? It's got to be of the truth. And if it's not, you're going to be able to see that very clearly, right? Very clearly. Why? Because you're so strong within yourself, within the Nine of Cups. This is what we're all working towards, right? But here it is. Here it is. I mean, it exists. It's right in front of us. If it didn't, we just created it. We have the Emperor and we have the High Priestess. So we have the Emperor coming over the Nine of Cups. That's also possible energy of business ownership. But it's funny, I just got the energy of all of a sudden someone is like shining in their job. Like their boss is recognizing your talent. Some of you, it could be your father. I'm afraid to tell my father about what it is I really want to do, right? But this is, I almost feel like the Father's blessing. The Father will understand, right? Maybe I'm coming from my true self. I don't know. I just feel like he'll understand. Some of you, that this is a boss that's putting you in the spotlight. Some reason I feel like you're being put in a spotlight, and it's a good spotlight. And I feel like no matter what that is, you were here. If you've moved yourself out of that Nine of Swords, the spotlight's on you now. Right? If you stop drinking that poison, then the spotlight's on you. And I love that over the Four of Swords comes the High Priestess. And that is about your spirituality. That is when you're learning that you're so much stronger than you think you are, right? You're not just human, you're spirit, your soul. And it's allowing yourself to be all that, allowing that healing to take place, right? Allowing, and this may be something, this isn't saying wait until you're completely healed, then move to the next step. Sometimes you got to continue to heal as you continue to move, and things will change. You find yourself in a tough situation, and it's not meant for you anymore, but it'll pain you in some way to leave it, but it's the best thing, and you're moving through that. No one's saying, hey, listen, we don't understand that you're going to feel that pain, but that's temporary. That's a very temporary feeling. Action, it's temporary. It's what I've got to do it, kind of thing. I do feel like there's a healing over a relationship too. I really do. I feel like there's a beautiful healing over a relationship. And I feel like it's because both are probably no longer going to, they're not going to poison each other. I feel like the swords are dropping down. Sometimes, it can be tough when, let's say, again, staying at home, like, oh my God, I got to be with my partner 24/7. But sometimes it kind of forces you to get to know each other again, maybe. Maybe you get to know each other again. Maybe you get to, I don't know, clear the cobwebs out, something. Anyways, but I do feel like there's a healing. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave it at that, but we will do an oracle card. Interesting. I am looking forward to your comments, definitely. Very interesting how my deck went today. So I look forward to your comments. Let me know how it fits you. And for some, we're different places, but we're all coming together. So, maybe you don't get it right now. That's okay. Maybe there was just a seed planted in your intentions, and maybe that's all it was meant to be. Maybe it brings you back a month from today, and then you're like, oh my God, I get the whole thing. Now I get the whole thing. Sometimes we truly got to go through it to understand it. Sometimes we can listen to others and eliminate certain things for ourselves, but sometimes we have to go through some things, maybe karma, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we're going to do Mother Mary deck. She did show up in your reading today after all. I'll give it one more. We have prayer. Interesting. Open your heart on the bottom. I don't know why I'm looking at the bottom. I don't normally do that, but on the bottom it says, open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all the forms of love. That's something you needed to hear. All right, you got prayer. Instead of worry, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. Well, that is what your whole reading just talked about. So let's read. If I can find it. This card reminds you of prayer's powerful and positive effect and asks you to apply it to your present situation. This is especially true if you feel stuck, Eight of Swords, confused, Nine of Swords, powerless, or in any pain. Surrender these feelings to heaven and ask the divine intervention. Then carefully listen for God's messengers, the angels, who deliver his guidance to you in the forms of feelings, signs, ideas, visions, and dreams. When you worry about a situation, you actually draw to you more negativity and feelings of paralyzing victimhood. So, worrying gives you more things to worry about. In contrast, when you pray, you draw upon the most powerful force in the universe. Mother Mary reminds you to turn worries into prayers by saying, God, please help me with, and then whatever your prayer is, and then pouring your heart out to him about cares and concerns. You'll notice an emotional release immediately upon praying as you shift from fear to faith. I found that beautiful. I feel like you talked about your whole reading. I don't know. I guess some of you may not believe in God, so, you still take from the words. Take from the words. Do what you will with them, but they are the light. And, I thought that was kind of beautiful. So, Pisces, this feels different for you, for sure. I may even put that in your reading somewhere, like this is different. But it feels like things that, messages that definitely are going to help a lot of you accumulate and become very successful. What I feel like your success feels like it's if you allow it, right? If you begin, if you take on the full energy, if you believe in yourself, there's nothing that's impossible. This is how we open the reading. Everything is possible. Some would say everything is possible with God. All things are possible. Stop doubting. Do what it is that you want to do, right? Put the effort into it, right? I'm thinking, like, we watched a movie the other day, and I said to Sam something about, I said, you know how she became the best? I said, training. I said, she trained every day. She wanted it. She wanted it. And she put her belief behind that, but she put her actions behind it too. So, success doesn't always come easy, but, if I put, but I love what I do at the same time. I don't know where I'm going with that. I think I'm going to try to be quiet now, for your reading is too long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the beautiful donations. I appreciate you giving if you can. If you don't worry about it. How you can give back is by listening, or at least clicking on an ad. I have to put one ad in for a little while because let's just say that financially I need to. So that's the way you can help me, by clicking it. I don't know. It takes you to another page anyways. You can watch it. I hope they put, I try to watch everyone, and I used to put ads on, like, what are they? Because I want you to see the best of the best of the best on everything. Not just the reading, but also the ads. So we've had some ads pulled off because they just didn't fit us. Anyway, I love you guys, so thank you. Keep the comments coming, and again, let it out. Like, let it out what you're feeling. Try to keep it all in one comment. You can do multiple comments under the one, I forget what you call it, under the one comment, instead of putting a bunch of comments on the page. It just looks better for everyone else. It's easier to read, to be honest. Anyway, I love getting to know you more there. I feel like I already know everyone who's coming here. But yeah, keep infusing the channel with your energy through your comments, any way you want. I love you guys so much. Oh, by the way, if you want a personal reading, which I'm going to close down pretty soon, I have all the information under the reading itself, so under the video. But I think I'm getting a feeling that I should close down for a little bit. I may, and see, it could change. That's just how I feel now. Anyway, be willing to the terms, the length of time. If you are, then I'm fine. But when those start to pressure, like, where's my reading, and, clearly says that, expect this long, then I don't know. And I do it when I'm called to it, by the way. I don't do it, I have everyone in order. I may skip ahead. Very seldom do I even need to. But, I want to be called to your reading. I don't want to be like, oh, it's Dorothy's reading today. Okay, let's do Dorothy's reading. No, because I read your emails way ahead, so it's like I already have it in me. And I know when I feel like, okay, I'm being called to do this certain reading today. So I follow that, and that's just the way I do it. I'm not going to change that. It would be silly to change that. It wouldn't benefit you. So that can take more time, and I know that, but I try to be upfront. If you're willing, I'm willing. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. I love you guys so much. Anyways, stay safe, stay smart, and I don't know. This was a different reading for you. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you all allow what wants to be in, right? Because ultimately, it's up to you. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.